Syria, a land steeped in millennia of history, serves as a cradle of civilizations that shaped the world. It is a crossroads where cultures, empires, and faiths converged. Today, many associate Syria with conflict, civil war, and hardship. Yet beneath this turbulent surface lies a rich tapestry of ancient heritage, waiting to be explored. Imagine a place where the first cities of humanity emerged, where ancient empires rose and fell. Here, human history is etched in temples, trade routes, and the very fabric of its people. Our story begins in the depths of prehistory, in what is now Syria. Human settlements appeared as early as 10,000 BCE, marking one of the first permanent homes for mankind. This region, part of the Fertile Crescent, was not merely long before Egypt's pyramids graced the landscape. The people of ancient Syria cultivated crops, domesticated animals, and formed intricate social hierarchies. One of the earliest known cities, Ebla, flourished near today's Idlib in northern Syria, becoming a major center of culture and trade around 3000 BCE. Archaeologists unearthed thousands of cuneiform tablets within Ebla's archives, revealing a complex society rich in trade, law, and Ebla's influence extended far, trading with the Mesopotamian city-states of Sumer and Akkad, and even with Egypt. Gifts from Egyptian pharaohs have been discovered among the ruins, showcasing the broad connections this city-state established. However, Ebla was but one part of a larger tapestry. By the 2nd millennium BCE, other powers emerged: Sumerians, Akkadians, Hittites, and later the Egyptians, each vying for Ebla likely fell to Sargon of Akkad around 2330 BCE, marking a significant shift in power. Yet the city re-emerged under the Amorites, who integrated with the local population around 1800 BCE. Cities like Mari and Ugarit began to flourish. Ugarit, in particular, gifted humanity one of the earliest known alphabets, an innovation that would influence the development. Mari, situated near the Euphrates River, became a center for diplomacy and political intrigue. Its grand palace, filled with thousands of administrative records, revealed an organized state concerned with governance, agriculture, and even espionage. Throughout this era, Syria was not a singular entity, but a collection of independent city-states and territories, each vying for power. As we transition into the 1st millennium BCE, the surrounding world began to change. Larger empires transformed Syria from a collection of city-states into a land governed by centralized powers. The Assyrians were the first to dominate, turning Syria into a province of their vast empire. The Neo-Assyrian Empire, rising around 935 BCE, exerted control. Assyrian rule extended beyond conquest. They established trade routes, improved infrastructure, and implemented an administrative system that would influence future empires. Following the fall of Assyria, the Babylonians took control, albeit briefly. Under Nebuchadnezzar II, they managed to influence parts of Syria, particularly in religion and architecture. It was the Persians who would define the region's next major transformation. When Cyrus the Great conquered Babylon in 539 BCE, Syria became a Persian province. The Persians adopted a unique approach to governance, allowing local leaders a degree of control, provided they pledged loyalty to the empire. This policy enabled Syrian cities to retain their customs, and even with Persian rule came one of the most transformative events in Syria's history: the arrival of Alexander the Great in 333 BCE. After his victory at the Battle of Issus, Alexander incorporated Syria into his rapidly expanding empire. The influence of Greek culture surged. Cities were restructured, temples built in the Greek. After Alexander's death, his empire fragmented, and Syria fell under the control of the Seleucid Empire. The Seleucid rulers maintained Greek customs, promoting Greek as the official language. They established Antioch, which became a capital and a vital city in the Hellenistic world, a melting pot of Greek. In 64 BCE, the Roman general Pompey entered Syria, marking the dawn of a new era. Under Roman rule, Syria was transformed into a prosperous province. Cities like Palmyra, Antioch, and Damascus became key trade centers, linking the Roman Empire with the distant East. Antioch, the third largest city in the Roman Empire, flourished with theaters, baths, and temples. Roman influence permeated daily life, from architecture to law, yet they allowed a degree of religious freedom. By the 4th century CE, the Roman Empire split and Syria became part of the Byzantine Empire. This period saw the rise of Christianity, with Syria playing a critical role in its spread. Paul the Apostle famously converted on the road to Damascus, while Antioch emerged as a hub for early. Syria's strategic location made it a target for neighboring empires. In the 7th century, the Sasanian Empire briefly captured Damascus, setting the stage for the next major chapter, the Islamic conquest. In 634 CE, the Rashidun Caliphate began its conquest, fully integrating Syria into the Islamic world by 640 CE under the Umayyads. Syria flourished under Umayyad rule, becoming the heart of an empire that stretched from Spain to India. The Great Mosque of Damascus, an architectural marvel, became a symbol of Islamic art. Syrian culture reflected a blend of Arabic, Greek, and Persian influences, thriving within this diverse empire. The Abbasids overthrew the Umayyads in 750, moving the capital to Baghdad, yet Syria remained an important province. The Arabic language, promoted under the Umayyads, became firmly established during Abbasid rule, while cities continued to serve as centers of learning. However, Syria was not without challenges. In the 11th century, the Crusaders sought to conquer the Holy Land, establishing states like the Principality of Antioch. This sparked decades of conflict, as Syrian leaders like Nur ad-Din and Saladin fought back. Saladin's reconquest of Jerusalem in 1187. Despite maintaining some territories, the Crusaders' influence waned. Yet the 13th century brought new woes as the Mongols invaded, leaving destruction in their wake. The Mamluks of Egypt, led by Sultan Baybars, successfully defended Syria, repelling the Mongol forces. The scars of these invasions set the stage. In 1516, the Ottoman Sultan Selim I conquered Syria, ushering in an era of relative stability. The Ottomans respected local customs and allowed religious communities to govern themselves. Damascus became a key stop for pilgrims traveling to Mecca, gaining unique status within. As the 19th century unfolded, European powers began to exert influence over Ottoman policies, turning Syria into a battleground for their interests. With the outbreak of World War I, the Ottoman Empire sided with Germany, drawing Syria into the conflict. After the war, Syria fell under French control, igniting nationalist movements as Syrians clamored. In 1946, Syria finally gained independence, but the path was fraught with challenges. Regional conflicts, internal divisions, and political instability marked the early years. The Ba'ath Party rose to power in 1963, ushering in a new era of socialist policies. This period saw the ascent of Hafez al-Assad, who took control in 1970 and established an enduring authority. Assad's rule was characterized by strict control, yet also efforts to modernize Syria's infrastructure and economy. Syria's role in the Arab-Israeli conflict further complicated its political landscape, particularly concerning. In 2011, the Arab Spring ignited protests across Syria, calling for democratic reforms. Yet these cries quickly escalated into a civil war, as various factions vied for control. Foreign powers intervened, each with their own agendas, while cities like Aleppo and Homs became battlegrounds, displacing millions. The humanitarian impact has been devastating. Countless lives have been lost, and ancient heritage sites have been destroyed. From ancient city-states to modern challenges, Syria's history is a tale of resilience and adaptation. Its legacy endures in the ruins of Ebla, the streets of Damascus, and the spirit of its people, reminding us that Syria is not merely a land of conflict, but a land of profound cultural heritage.